has to do with the color sensing cells in the eye called cones. Humans generally have 3 cones, but some people supposedly have 4 and can see more color than the average person.
The mantis shrimp has 12 cones, something like between 12 and 16.
Yeah.
It's 16?
Yeah. I don't remember.
We usually test them first to make sure that the signatures are stable. If they are not stable in water, then we will adjust our process. And a lot of times when you're seeing videos of Katie misting the backside of a poster, that's either because we feel like the paper or pigment quality is not safe, or there is a signature on there and we don't want to risk washing it, so we adjust the linen backing process for those.
But Sharpie does not wash off with water. We do paper backing and also a gelatin sizing treatment that allows us to flatten a piece without backing it. We assess each piece to figure out what type of backing makes the most sense.
Usually with demounting a poster, we have to test the adhesive to make sure that it is safe to reverse. And usually most of what we get in is a water-based adhesive, so we have to soak those to reverse the back linen. We did do the Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho.
The Psycho was a demount.
With antique photos that are not glossy, the process is very similar to matte movie posters or other posters. It just depends on the paper.
But with newer photos,
It's a no.
yeah.
It's a no for me.
We don't work on new photos.
Oh my gosh, there's no answer for that, and let me tell you why. Okay, so we have an hourly rate that we charge. If you email us, we will gladly tell you what that hourly rate is. All of our prices vary based on the size of the piece. So for conservation, if you give us the dimensions, we can let you know what a linen backing, paper backing, or gelatin sizing process will be. For the most part, if we have the dimensions, because that's how we charge for the conservation. Restoration's hourly, it depends on the condition of the poster and then the client's desired expectation. So we really can't say. We could have something come in that takes us 2 hours to restore for a simple fold line restoration on a 1 sheet, or it can go all the way up to like 8 hours, 20 hours. It really, really depends.
We use 3 different kinds, at least 3 different kinds, mostly Prismacolor though.
With the colored pencils, they ask about, do we have an issue with them being more waxy if it's something that's being used to restore on a glossy poster. So I thought maybe it'd be a good opportunity for you guys to talk about some different tricks or techniques you use to address that.
I mean, the way that you use the pencil, how you apply it, what you do to it, you can kind of manipulate the sheen on it. So for glossy posters, we have certain techniques that we use, and sometimes it's just pencil, sometimes we add, something else to it, but it's kind of how you do it that makes it.
But yeah, waxiness is a valid point.
Yeah.
Point. Yeah, colored pencils can get waxy and shiny, and it's hard to layer them, but we are very familiar with all those aspects. So we've just developed our own little tips and tricks to deal with that.
Yeah.
not at this time.
It's better to do it while it's in-house because we have them stretched on frames where they stay completely flat. So any moisture applied during the restoration process would not complicate things. But we certainly can touch up things that are already linen backed. It kind of just
It's not
changes the
ideal.
process. It's not ideal. The 20s, the 1920s.
Oh.
I like the really old ones, like 1880s. That paper is really easy to work with, and the printing process used like real stones, so like the texture is a lot more natural, and I don't know, it's very easy, and it's also really interesting and exciting to work on something that's really old, you know, old compared to the rest of the stuff that we usually see.
Yes, so we do international shipping all the time. If you do want to work with us and you're international, we can provide some direction or instructions on completing a commercial invoice that you will need for sending us the pieces. But we absolutely have clients internationally, so great question.
Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe
We have
once
a-
a year or so. Okay, so like after the early 90s, posters are printed on paper that's like really unpredictable. And it's kind of plasticky. You know, if you have like something like an art print that's been done since then, that's on paper that looks like normal paper, that's matte, we can probably work on that. But mass-produced movie posters printed after like early mid 90s,
Usually.
they're a little iffy.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it if you're able to send us photos, and then we usually have to assess it in person. If it's from the 90s, we'll take a look, but once we get into the 2000s to now, we usually just turn those down because the pigment quality, the paper quality is just, it doesn't respond well to you know, some of the processes that we do that involve moisture. So thank you guys so much for jumping on and chatting with us. We will be doing this again at some point, so if there are more questions, we would love to hear them at some point. So yeah, anything else, guys? Okay.
Bye.
Bye.